My name is Michael Afuye. I finished from Ekiti State University and then I proceeded to Nigerian Law School, Lagos campus. And I didn't make a first class, I had a 2-1, but however, I got the prize for being the best graduating student in professional ethics and skills. So how did I mentally prepare for law school? I remember having a gap year after university. I didn't need to go to law school, so I had 1 year. So I decided to go on internships. From there, I connected with young lawyers and I was able to ask necessary questions, how was law school for them? So this way I was able to mentally prepare for law school. And I could remember that when we were posted, I saw that I was posted to Lagos because I had always wanted Lagos campus, right? I had done my research and I had already concluded that, this Lagos campus is the one for me, right? So when I saw my posting, that was posted to Lagos, I was happy. And then one thing I did was to set my alarm. I set my alarm to about 2 a.m. intermittently to also 4 a.m. as well, just to train my body, right? So that, because I know I was going to wake up a lot in law school. So set my alarm to 2 and 4. And funny, my body is still, accustomed to that practice. At some point when I sleep, I just wake up by 2, I just wake up by 4, naturally without even an alarm system. So yeah, that was how I was able to mentally prepare for law school, and it really helped me. How was law school for me? Was it what I expected? Well, I did my research before law school, so it was pretty much what I expected because when I reached out to my seniors, people who had gone before me, I, sought for the experience, and the things they said, it was what I found when I got to the law school. And when I saw my post, I was posted to Lagos. I also went on YouTube, right? I saw videos of how the hostel were, the kind of life, they live in Lagos Law School, how, the quality of things in law school, right? So it was what I expected, right? The stress, the lectures, the rooms, right? The food. So yeah, it was pretty much what I expected. How was my preparation process like? Did I have a special reading method? Well, I would not say I have one special reading method because I just imbibed the method I used in university, right? So I discovered myself that, okay, this is the kind of person I am. I like to form my notes, right? I like to take notes a lot, right? So that was my preparation method. That was how I really prepared for law school. And I would not say it's a special one for me because, there are lots of people who take notes as well. Right? But I've just been self aware to the extent that I know that, this is what works for me, right? And this is, what I really like. This is the style that works best for me, right? So having discovered that, I just, imbibed that while I was at law school as well. What was a typical day in law school like for me, and how did I plan my time? I was a group leader. I was a deputy group leader in law school, right? And it was pretty much an extra activity for me, right? So a typical day in law school for me was I sleep and then I wake up and then I attend classes. But before I go for classes, I have to ensure that the tasks for that day is submitted before 9. And then I go through classes till about 2, 3 p.m. And from there, I come back to the hostel. I sleep and eat again. And then I wake up by 6, 7, 6 p.m., 7 p.m. I read till about 12, 1. And from there, I take a short rest again. And then I then prepare for that day's class. From there, I have an idea of what is to be taught that day, right? And the process goes over again, rinse and repeat, right? So that's basically what it was for me. A typical day of school. Did I attend all classes from day one to the end? Well, I would say I did. Yes, I attended all classes from day one till the end. And in fact, because I didn't want to miss any class, right, I had to ensure that I finished my registration process pretty early. Right, so my roommates and I, we were about the first set of guys to complete the registration in Lagos campus, and my room was 101, right? So because we're giving rooms according to how early you finish your registration. So my room was 101, and then yeah, it helped me in attending the entire class because for some people that could not complete their registration on time, they had to miss classes at some point to attend the registration. So yeah, I attended all classes. I didn't miss any. Was I in any study group and would I recommend it? Well, for me, I would not say that I was in a study group. The thing for me was I like to read alone, right? I just, in fact, my roommates at the time were always questioning how I was able to read in a room, right, filled with lots of beds and still not, fall into the temptation of sleeping, right? So I preferred reading alone, right, and then discuss with my friends when I feel the need to. I had a couple of friends from my university that I usually discuss, some kind of topics with. Whenever they're available, right, I just call on them. Right, let's discuss this one. So I wasn't really in a study group per se, in the real sense of study group. Because the thing is, I discovered that sometimes people in study groups, you might want to catch up with other people. So you might be a slow reader, and other people in that group are kind of faster than you, right? So you always want to catch up with them. You always want to, you know, be ahead or something like that. So there's this sort of subtle competition in a study group, in my own opinion, right? So I just had to read alone and just stay alone. It was helpful for me because I was able to comprehend faster. And when I feel the need to discuss, I just reach out to my roommates and my friends from uni. So yeah, we discuss. Would I recommend it? I think it depends on the kind of person that you are, right? If you are someone that's like to discuss what you have read, if you're someone that you thrive better within a group, yeah, you can go for it. But if you're someone like me that likes to read alone, right? Just read alone and go at your pace, right? There's really no need to rush. So yeah, that's pretty much about it. Did I have friends in law school, and would I recommend making friends in law school? Okay, yes, I had friends. I mean, I had lots of friends in law school. And the reason being that I was a deputy group leader, so quite a number of people knew me in law school. And yeah, I had lots of friends. Would I recommend making friends in law school? Of course. We are social beings, right? No one can survive or thrive in isolation. So there's always a need to make friends. There's always a need to connect with people because you never can tell. Law school is just about 9 months, 1 year, thereabouts. So why stay alone when you can make friends, right? So I recommend making friends in law school because I had lots of friends, and till today we still communicate, right? We still talk, we still talk about things, discourse, right? So yeah, I fully recommend making friends in law school. Was I in a relationship in law school? Okay, so this is quite funny. And yes, I was in a relationship in law school. But the thing is, the sad part about it is that it ended before I wrote my bar exams. So yeah, that was just it for me. I was in a relationship where it ended before I took my bar exams. Was it all books for me? And do I also take time to have fun? It wasn't all books for me, I would say. Although my kind of person, I really don't go out like that. Sometimes I think what you would term as fun is relative. For me, fun can be just staying in my room, watching movies or playing games, something like that. And in law school, I was pretty much that kind of person, but it wasn't all about books. Of course, I wasn't reading for the whole 24 hours. I wasn't reading for a full day, right? There were some points where I had to reach out to my friends. We go out, just play games. You know, tried some eateries, some restaurants around Lagos, and yeah, it wasn't all books for me, and it shouldn't be all books for anyone as well. I mean, why do all books when you can connect to people, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. What advice and tips do I have for preparing for the bar finals? So this is a very crucial question because uh, preparing for bar finals for me started from day one because I had reached out to my seniors around and I reached out to people that I consider very good, in academics, right? So the advice they gave me was that, if you want to really have a good grade from law school, you have to prepare from day one. It starts the moment you get yourself into law school. It starts the moment you attend the first lecture, right? So rather than crash read, because I know a couple of people who, prefer reading 3 weeks to exams, 2 weeks to exams, rather than stress yourself because Really, the law school syllabus is so wide and so bulky, and you don't want to crash read, right? So preparing for bar finals for me began from day one, from the day I stepped my foot in law school. Because from my first lecture, I started taking notes, right, and I was always reading. So yeah, that's pretty much preparation for bar finals. I don't support um, crash reading or pending the reading until the externship or until like 2 weeks to bar finals. I wonder how people survive. But for me, it started from day one before anything at all. I mean, as soon as I got into law school, I started taking lectures. So yeah, that's pretty much it for me. How did you feel when you checked your results and saw first class? Were you expecting it? Well, I didn't make a first class to begin with. I had it to one, but I could remember that before they released that result, um, the news already got out that the results were going to be released that night, right? So we were all night watching for the results, right? And then I remember staying up all night till about 12. My sister and I were checking the network, checking, trying to log into my portal so that I could check my results. And there was so much traffic because everybody was trying to check their results, right? So it was about whose browser was fastest or, just how lucky you were to really see your results, really quickly. So I was anxious to see mine, and it was my sister that saw it first, and she said, "Oh, Michael, it's a 2-1." I was a bit sad. I was downcast for a while, but I just, shrugged it off and said, "Well, it's fine." I mean, I put in my best. I did my best. I, did all I could because I really expected to have it first class. But it turned out that I had it to one. So yeah, I just accepted it and moved on. Right. There's really nothing I could do. So when and how did I find out I was the best graduating student in professional ethics, and how did I feel about it? Okay, so how did I notice? How did I know that I was going to be the best? I was the best graduating student. The call to bar ceremony was, spanned for about 3 days, and some people attended the first part of the ceremony. So it was my friend that just texted me. She sent a video and said, "Congratulations, Michael." I was like, "Congratulations for what?" Right. So I was trying to load the video, and network was, really slow. Right. So at some point, I just loaded the video successfully and saw that, there's this valedictory book that they usually have when you're graduating. So they listed out the names of prize winners, and as soon as I saw mine, I was shocked, right? Because really, I wasn't expecting that I was going to maybe win a prize, even for the fact that I had a 2-1 from law school. So I had really, I had really left that part that, I was going to win a prize. But as soon as I saw it, I was so happy. In fact, I just kept on screaming. I kept on screaming everywhere, and then I'm not sure I'd ever felt really happy like that. I've never felt that level of ecstasy, right? It was a top moment for me. I was just overjoyed, if that's it. And as soon as she sent that video, in fact, calls just began to come in. My phone almost went off from calls, congratulatory calls, my top congratulations and all of that. I was really happy about it, and yeah, it was one of my happiest moments. What were your best and worst moments or experiences in law school? My best moments were, connecting with my friends, talking or discussing with them, outside law school, outside the whole lectures, outside the whole stress. It was just about gisting with my friends, connecting with them, talking about life and all of that. So that was the most interesting part for me because really it wasn't just about going to law school to read or, I was also bent on making connections. I was also bent on making friends in law school. So one of my best moments were the times we went out, times we, tried out restaurants around Lagos, times we jeered at each other, times we discussed, times we, had really interesting gists. So yeah, that was pretty much my best moments in law school. And for my worst moments, I would not say I have any. I'm not sure I had any worst moments in law school because I tried to enjoy law school as much as I could, right? And yeah, worst moments. I don't. I really can't remember any worst moment at this point, but I knew I enjoyed law school. It was an interesting part of my journey to being a lawyer, right? Do I think law school is overrated? Well, I would not say law school is overrated, and this is because law school is quite different from university, right? And the procedure you are exposed to in law school is something that you might not really be exposed to, or you didn't really experience while you were in university. And although there were stories about how tedious and how stressful and all of that, I pretty much experienced all of that. Stress, going to lectures, and yeah, one thing I would say is the grading system, right? So there are pretty much stories about the grading system that one course could just bring you down from achieving a first class or a 2-1 or even a 2-2, right? So yeah, I would not say it's overrated. Law school is just law school, right? Law school is just law school. I don't have any other word to say than that. But for me, law school is not overrated. What role did my support system play in my success? Wow, this is a very interesting question because before I resumed law school, I remember reaching out to my seniors. I remember reaching out to my mentors, right? Asking them how I was going to survive in law school. Even at some point when I was at law school, I remember calling my parents, my siblings, just to hear from them and just to rant to them, right? And there were some points where I felt overwhelmed. There were some points where I felt like, wow, am I still on track? Right? Especially I could remember my corporate law exams. I had just finished my exams, right? And I thought that I did a major mistake. I thought I did a major mistake, right? So I was so downcast. I was so angry with myself because I really prepared for this, right? I really prepared for it. That sort of mistake should not be happening in the first place, right? So I could remember calling my sister and then just, talking and reading that, oh, I had, fixed my goal of having first class or making out a very good grade from law school. And I could remember her, saying comforting words, saying that you just, move ahead and prepare for the next course. And funny enough, the next course was professional ethics and skills. So I think that it was that motivation or it was that push that just spurred me to put in all I can to writing the professional ethics exam. So yeah, they really played a very good role in my law school journey, and they were a very good support system. My friends, my roommates as well, because I could remember that we had this game we're always playing in law school. Then we just wake up and then task ourselves, draft draft this thing. What is this authority? What is the ruling? So and so, right? So yeah, those activities, made the principles and the whole procedures sit well. It sank well with these activities, right? So I'm really grateful to my support system, and they were really helpful to me while I was in law school. And did I watch Young VIP TV when I was in law school, and how did it impact or inspire me? Okay, so funny enough, while I was making my research about law school, Lagos campus, and all of that, after I saw my posting, I didn't come across Young VIP TV, right? But I know that if I had come across Young VIP TV, it would have, it would have pushed me more to say, oh, I want to feature on this. I want to feature on this platform. Sometimes, after law school, right? And I know that this platform, features people that have distinguished themselves in law school, right? So that's the idea I would have, gone with law school if I had come across Young TV, but I didn't come across Young TV for law school. So, is there any additional thing I would like to say? Well, I really don't like, saying that it's say giving advices or stuff, because really depends on. I see advices as a soap that once you give people advice, at that point they are really enthusiastic about doing that stuff. But as time goes on, it just waters down. But for me, I would say that if you're in law school currently, just um, give it your best shot. I mean, it's just about 9 months, 1 year of your life, of your journey to being a lawyer. You're just one step away. So why not give it your best shot? Give it all you can. If anything is distracting, you just put it one side and focus on law school, because really law school does not allow you to do any other thing, engage in all other activities, right? Just focus on law school, focus on your books, be dedicated, be determined, be rugged, to achieve what you set for yourself. Write things down, because I could remember writing, the grades I want to achieve, or the grades I wanted to achieve from the bar final, right? So just, dedicated. It's all about dedication and commitment, right? So yeah, that's pretty much it about law school. And yeah, you'll survive. Thank you.